welcome back. I'm going to review my game against Karim. Hopefully this is the right tab. Oh, it wasn't, so I'm going to exit this one. That's not it either. Apologies. What? Excuse me. Here we are. Sorry about that. Alright, so my game against Karim. I'm playing black pieces. Karim starts with I don't know what this is called. Is it the Dutch? But it's the Dutch defense, not the Dutch attack. So I'm not sure what this is called. We'll have to figure it out afterwards. I was trying to play Prince of Blade, control space in the center, because I couldn't do the king's pawn, you know. It's recommended to try to get at least one pawn in the center, or two if you can. So I'm fighting for center control here. He's clamping down on these two squares. Alright, so strikes back in the center, but immediately, you know, this pawn isn't protected by anything, so I can take it. I wasn't sure if this was some sort of like gambit, you know, some sort of trappy something or other. I'm always like scared about that, but I decided to take because it prevents his knight from coming out. So I'm like expecting something like this to come next. Instead, opponent does this. So I guess the idea is if I take, he gets to develop the bishop. So he's sacking 2 pawns for development. You know, he's trying to get a wide open position. He's trying to keep me busy so he can get his pieces to better squares. I decide to ignore that. If he takes, then I'll take back the knight. But, and I did consider this, if he takes, I would have to take the queen first, because this is a favorable exchange of queens. Now, if I had done something like, let's say this instead, and then queen takes, and then I would have to go here. And then so the king doesn't get to castle, my pieces are kind of like tripping up over themselves, so that doesn't really work. So I did this, well, I did this first. So if the king takes, then I still win this pawn, and I'm attacking this square, forking the king and the queen. Sorry, the king and the rook. The opponent allows this, so my knight jumps in, I take it. Knight jumps out, and this gives me an exit square for my knight, so I'm gonna get my knight to safety. Here I wasn't sure how to, like, you know, really get it going, so I prioritized making sure that his knight doesn't have places to jump to. Developed a knight. He's getting his bishop to the long diagonal, I suppose. Just finding a home for the bishop. I'm not really threatening to take. I wanted to castle. I could have put it here, but it doesn't really do much there. But I mean, it actually does do something. It would like take control of this diagonal. And okay, yeah, so I was never actually threatening to take this knight. So he defends the knight, I guess. Blocks in his bishop. I castle. So it's a toss-up. Knight here, or just like ignore it. I decided, you know, the bishop wasn't really doing anything there. It could be doing more on this diagonal. So he's attacking the knight. So I trade my knight for his bishop, because in the endgame, bishops are typically better than, not to mention I have the bishop pair, which is considered an advantage in chess most of the time. Alright, so I'm getting this bishop some squares. Well, I can't go to that one, but breathe life into the bishop. Something like that. There's no real threat. I move the rook here, so this guy can't move. The bishop can't move without hanging the rook. So now he comes here. I don't exactly know what this does. I wasn't too concerned. I developed with tempo, so I could get the rook to the open file. What was I concerned about? Well, I didn't want this to happen because, well, let's say I did something like this, for example. And then he goes here, then I would have to go here. And that's, I mean, it's not bad, but I wanted the rook to have more than that. So take the check. I'm sorry, check the king. Now I can get the rooks connected on the open file. How many times I could have just taken? I'm oblivious. I missed it in the game. I missed it in the first game review. I forgot about it in the second game review. And yet again, it's just like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking here. I mean, I still have this check. So I really should have like taken it at least here, but I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I just thought that this was just like such a dumb move that I wasn't looking. It brings it back to safety. And so instead of like winning it for free, I do all of this extra work to pin it and win it. Alright, so I realized that, you know, my bishop was hanging, so I made the executive decision to, sorry bishop, you must die. Because if king takes, I take here. And it's just like, how do you protect this promotion square? And that was the idea behind sacking the bishop. But we didn't get that. I got this instead. Move my bishop to safety. So, the idea is takes. You can't take because it's pinned. You can't do this either because then I win it. But that didn't stop the opponent. So, now I'm putting more pressure on here. I'm just trying to trade, get rid of all of his pieces. Trade. Check. Now I've got two. He can't defend it. Check. My bishop is hanging. So, fancy trade. Guarding the rook, but forking these two pieces. If he takes, I take. He took, I took. And now it's just a matter of cleanup. Cutting the king off, blurring him down to the square. Trying to be extra careful not to stalemate my opponent. He can't go anywhere, he has to go here. It's protected by the king. And then mate. So let us look at the game review. So I played at 92.8% accuracy, at a game strength of 1800. Karim played at 950, which is higher than his rating. So good job, Karim. Alright. Okay, so it's not the Dutch, it's not the English, this is the birds opening. Birds opening. F4, bird opening. Bird. I'm trying to memorize that. So, that was a mistake. Should develop the knight instead. It took. Best move. See that? That's a great move. I didn't want to trade queens. I don't like trading queens. I like to fight with my queen. I like to mate with my queen. Free pawn. Ignores the threat completely. Brings my knight to safety. So, even here I should have taken the bishop. Yeah, that does make sense. I probably should have done that. Because this bishop... well, this, so it's not that bad. I know, it was blocking this pawn, you know, it was keeping me separated. I felt like long term it was like probably better for me. I developed a knight, really wanted me to take that bishop. Right piece, wrong square. Fought back for the center immediately. I mean, I think I did consider it, but my problem with that one was if I had done this, and done this, and then done this, he he would have like this or something. Not that that's that big of a problem or anything, it just like, you know, gives this knight like more active squares to go to. And this pawn was originally doing the job. But we didn't get that. So he prevented this, I guess. Well, it doesn't really prevent it because it takes and then takes, so it's not even that bad. So I took. He's attacking my knight, and I finally take the bishop that it really wanted me to take. Takes back, throws back in the center. An excellent move. Wanted to boot the knight first. Why boot the knight first? Because the knight would have to go backwards. I'm sorry, what? That's an excellent move. Okay. If you say so. Well, I mean, I guess the idea is takes and then takes. Not even. Don't even take back. Just sack it for nothing. Well, I guess when you have such a winning position, you know. I didn't do that, though. I did not see this for many times. Many times I did not see this. And I'm embarrassed to say that I just had a blind spot for it. So. Oh, now you want me to do that. Fancy trade. So I could have just developed the bishop first, but then the knight would have moved. Moves out of the way. I don't know, I thought that was just kind of pawn greedy. I mean, this. How is this considered an excellent move? Why is this not a good move? I didn't want him to go back. Well, I don't really see the follow-up immediately. Didn't like that. Takes. Check. Check. And then mate. And Karim-Bot has been felled. And that's it for this one. Consider liking and subscribing.